What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? I am Goonicorn and welcome back to my channel. All right, y'all know what we are here to do. We are here to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac Season 5, Part 2 of the reunion. And this one was a doozy. I think I can speak for the fans of this show that while this has been a great watch, I am tired. We are I'm tired of the lies on the internet. I am tired of people just like blatantly like siding with certain people, blindly following certain people and just like not holding their fave accountable. Like, I'm all for staying shit. I'm all for all of this, that, but I'm not here for anybody making me look stupid. And then there are a lot of things that, you can fault Candiace for. You can say that Candiace does this. You can say that Candiace does that. But I think that what we should all be able to collectively agree upon is that Monique initiated the physical altercation. Yes, they may have been entangled in a web of verbal assaults. However, Monique initiated the physical attack. That is it. That is all. Once she grabbed that girl's hair, flicked her hair, did whatever the fuck else, and Candiace, okay, I'm jumping the gun, but fuck the gun, bitch. I'm gonna jump the hoe. So here's the thing. Monique's recollection of what happened to me just sounds like bullshit. Utter bullshit. What she is saying that happened, first of all, some of it did not happen, and it's like right there on camera. And then another part of what she is saying is like, yeah, this happened, but for somebody to be so blacked out and not knowing what happened, you sure do have and for somebody who has been recounting the incident very inaccurately throughout the entire season, and now when you have the actual footage and now you have something to be like, oh yeah, that happened, oh yeah, this happened, oh yeah, it's hard to believe you when your initial story was, I blacked out. And it's like, you should have ran with that and kept it there, because all this other bullshit you talking about her hand doing this is what triggered me. And like, okay, let's run with that triggered you. Great. That is one of your triggers. That is also a personal trigger. That is also something that you have to take care of, because people doing this to you, while it may be a trigger, whatever, that I don't think that trigger holds up in court. I don't think that you can just go out bashing everybody else. And far be it for me to ever say that the courts are just or are the measure of justice or anything of the sort. But what I'm saying is that you're going to have a hard time proving yourself to a judge of people, or just to people in general, by saying somebody did this to me and bitch, I snapped. I was triggered. She did this to me. Boom. So it's like, okay, Monique, there's a cheat code to everything that you are doing, everything. Because here's the thing, Monique is in this position where she is trying her best to justify what she did to people who already don't see it for her. The majority of the fans on this show rock with you regardless. They do not like Candiace. So there is no real need for you to lie about anything that you did to that girl, because people who like you automatically don't fuck with Candiace. A lot of people already didn't fuck with Candiace before y'all didn't like each other. So a lot of people is just probably waiting on you to get around to not liking Candiace. So you coming up with this whole ass story and trying to justify, and then reviewing the footage and trying to use that information to like fit the narrative of the story that you're trying to spin. It's like, You don't got to do all of that. The cheat code would be to be real about it. The only thing that you had to say about that fight was, I beat her ass because I wanted to. I snapped, and she was on the receiving end of my snapping. I had been going through a lot of shit at home, on this show, on Twitter, online. I had been going through a lot of shit. And then that day, Candiace's little mouth really got the best of me. And I snapped. But the problem is that you and the Monique stands do not want to give Candiace just that little bit of, she got the best of me. And I think that that would be your greatest defense is, hey, look, I'm human. I fucked up. This girl was doing too much at a time where I really felt my most vulnerable and weakest, and I snapped. That is it. That is all. Lead with that. All that other bullshit you talking about, girl, about she did this and that triggered me and the wine glass and all of this other bullshit that you trying to come up with, it just don't make sense. It don't add up, and you look silly trying to make fetch happen. It's not happening, girl. It's not. You can't sit with us. Like, it's not happening, girl. So anyway, Candiace. You make it extremely hard for people to like have your back definitively. Because a lot of the things that I'm telling Monique, I also want to tell you too. You are entitled to your emotions, and you are entitled to your healing process. You are entitled to everything that you need to do in order to heal. I cannot tell the next person how to heal. I cannot tell them how long it takes them to heal. And I'm never going to agree with anybody who forces a time period of healing onto you. However long it takes for you to heal is however long it takes for you to heal. However, my advice to you, if you ever see this, which you probably won't, but if you ever see this, is you have to stop giving these women that much power over you. If nothing else would stop my tear flow, it is the fact that none of you bitches are going to be able to see me sweat. You will never see me give you that much energy. And that's like, I feel like you only give that much power to people that you love. And I want to say it was Funky Dineva who said that Candiace loves Monique. And I think that is where a lot of her anger is coming from, because obviously you must really be so disappointed in this situation. You must have looked at her and up to her or whatever and revered her so much and respected her maybe and so much. And maybe this is all just so much of a letdown for you that you have to let this friendship go. And that's maybe you're just in the mourning process of your friendship being dissolved. But that does not coincide with your behavior on this reunion. You cannot go into this reunion making like little subtle remarks, little digs here and there, and speaking out of turn and out of place or whatever, rolling your eyes and doing all the most. And then when the camera turns to you and then they ask you a question about this, your energy is not being kept. And then you break down into tears, and then which leads people to believe that you're acting or you're putting on for the cameras. You're trying to garner sympathy by crying or something. I don't believe that at all. I genuinely do believe that you are just a very soft girl who ain't really never went through shit. So, and things usually probably go your way and you can cry until they do. And you are being put in very difficult situations that is testing you as a human being, and you are failing. You are failing. And none of this makes me dislike Candiace. And I feel like a lot of people watch this show and they come away with not liking Candiace because they just cannot relate to her being such a crybaby, and they can't relate to her because she's spoiled. They can't relate to her because she has an active mother. I don't know. Like, they can't relate to her because she's bougie and she says things like hood, ghetto, stuff like that. And that is something that I really do hope gets brought up by the end of next, but at some point during the next part of this reunion, because that I need to be checked. And I don't think that they checked that yet. So I need that to be checked, because your words, you calling another black woman ghetto, hood, rat as a negative thing, as if like you are like a tier above her. Yeah, we need to talk about that. But yeah, Candiace, I don't know. My only real advice to you is just like, you have to you gotta toughen up. You gotta get some thicker skin, and you have to stop crying like that. If for nothing else, and I don't have a problem with you crying. Like, you take that shit off camera, you take that shit in your home, you take that shit to your husband's arms, you take that shit down to his brown dick, bitch. But you do not cry on this stage and in front of your enemies. You look foolish. You look crazy crying in front of. Do you know how dumb we would look, how dumb America would look if they soldiers out there crying and shit in front of, whoever the fuck country that we out there minding their business, bitch. Like, we would look crazy. You look crazy crying in front of your enemies. That to me is telling me that you are longing for. That tells me that you are longing for something. Like, you are so frustrated with this situation that you are longing for something, and I do believe that it is from Monique. What I think that Candiace is longing for is like for Monique to step down a little bit and be a little more humble. Give me just that satisfaction of telling me that you were wrong. And I do have a very big issue with people trying to play in my face and like call me crazy when I know I've done this and you done that, and then trying to spin it and turn around like it's a me thing and not a you thing. So I get how that could be frustrating, and I get how somebody just consistently lying and also consistently like mixing up stories. I get how that could be frustrating. I get how that could be annoying. But Candiace, you have to stop giving those women that much power to clown you to your face because you look crazy by constantly crying like that. So girl, quit all that crying. Shit. Now I ain't about to waste no more time on this shit. Quit that crying. What else happened at this damn reunion? Well, the reunion started off with, it started off with where we left off at, which is, Monique airing Gizelle's ass out about this fraudulent ass relationship she's in. And I mean, my only thing to that is Gizelle choke. Cause girl, I don't give a fuck. Like, it's like a little niceness in me that does kind of feel bad for Gizelle, because she has no words. She has no real comeback. She is stunted. And it is what it is. I feel like you deserve every read coming your way. Then we got into a bit of Ashley's drama with Michael. I think it is very, very convenient that Michael isn't there. I think it is very convenient that he isn't there because he got some fucking wedding to go to. Girl, don't nobody give a fuck about that wedding. That nigga's supposed to be there supporting his wife. Ashley has a bit of a Karen thing about her. Whereas when she answers a question, she knows how to articulate her response in a very like diplomatic way. She knows how to settle the rumors, or if not even settle the rumors, just give you enough to satisfy you with her answer. It's like whatever her answer is, it's not exactly what you asked for, but it is satisfying enough to where you can move on. And if you chose to dig a little deeper, it would almost reflect badly on you. Ashley is very good at that. That is a skill I need to learn because mama can answer a question. But all that shit she would say was bullshit. First of all, your husband cheated. That's number one. He fucked that girl. That's number two. He's not paying no prostitute. You pay prostitutes for pussy. You do not pay prostitutes for a sleepover, a little jammy jam. That's not what's happening, Ashley girl. So you can cut that lie out right then and there. Where are we at? I'm going all around here. Andy brought up how Wendy kind of lashed out at Ashley because she brought her baby to the girls' trip. They cleared that up. I'm glad they did. It was a stupid argument. However, I do. That was like the one time like I was solidly on Ashley's side. Like, girl, you did a whole lot for nothing. Like, let's we gonna bring that down. We're gonna bring that down, baby. And what else happened? Okay, so there's like this big stink going on Twitter where I'm guessing they're saying that Andy was being a certain type of way to Monique. And I don't get it. I feel like he was asking pertinent questions. And I called the Monique stands something like the Barbs today. Like, y'all just gonna ride for that girl for whatever she does. And y'all are not gonna call a thing. And y'all are actually going to stick to this story that she is sticking to. It is bullshit. Y'all are dumb. And grow up. Like, grow up. That stand mindset shit, like, at the end of the day, these are all just people. Monique, I don't know Monique from, Monique. I don't know them. Like, I don't know any of these women. I don't know Candiace. I don't know Gizelle. I don't know Robyn. Don't know Ashley. Don't know none of these women. So I don't have a personal gripe towards any of them. I don't have a personal reason to be on anybody's side. But what I can see with my own two eyes does not add up with what that girl is saying. So y'all coming at Andy about this shit, like, y'all sound dumb, number one. Number two, like, Andy is going nowhere. Nobody else is hosting these reunions besides Andy. Y'all talking about, I would do a better job. You won't, because you would get on here and get dragged too, because you would be way too biased to be a host of this reunion. We're supposed to be a neutral party and not supposed to be taking anybody's side. And actually, if y'all really want to get into it, like, Andy has been dragging the fuck out of Candiace this whole entire reunion. He did not give Monique too much energy. Like, he was not pressing her about anything, and he was saying how these checks are, they should be pretty good. I didn't know that your husband was still bringing in that kind of money. And then she kind of gave like a snarky ass remark, like, "Oh please, this little check ain't nothing to what my husband bring in. Man, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Those little checks will go a long way. So if you want to slide one over to me, thanks." I think that she I don't know. I think y'all want any reason to be mad with Andy at this point. He's a white man, a super powerful white man in a position to grill black women. I mean, at this point, I ain't defending his ass. If y'all want to go at him, go at him. But I also want y'all to go at him for things that are legitimate. Y'all, this don't make no sense. But anyway, what else happened on this motherfucking show? So then we got into talking about Ray and Karen's marriage or whatever. And Karen is another one. She is the one who can spin the fuck out of a conversation. If she don't want to talk about some shit, she is going to give you her version of a response. When Andy asked her, what was like how did she feel about Ray saying that he doesn't know if he loved her? Her response was, that was a powerful moment. He wanted me to hear him, and he said it on the biggest platform that he could. If she is not media trained, and this is just the way that she speaks, she needs to be on somebody's team. She needs to be on Cardi's team, because if Cardi had a Karen on her team, or not a Karen, but the Karen on her team, Cardi would probably be in and out of a lot of shit. But because Cardi would always be in some shit, but Karen would be there to get her out of it. I think that was it, y'all. Like, that's really all I wanted to say. But I don't know why I feel like I just want to give Candiace a bit of encouragement. Because I feel like, I don't know, but I just feel like this has to be a very fucking lonely thing that she's going through. She's on this show where it seems like she's consistently losing. She didn't have much of a fan base before this season started. During the season, she was kind of gaining a momentum with the fans of this show. And then somewhere along the lines, she let it slip out of her hands. And at this reunion, it's almost like she's back at ground zero, because I can understand why people I can understand why people dislike her. I can understand that she's not a relatable character on this show. I get it. But if nothing else, Candiace girl, you just got to stop crying like that. Like, you got to stop crying like that. And I understand that you are a Black woman, and you should be able to express your feelings and express everything that you want to express. You definitely have that right to do that. But what I'm telling you, when it comes to war, you can't let these niggas see you sweat, sis. You cannot let these niggas see you sweat. That is it. That's all. Like, just stop letting these niggas see you sweat. You crying like that gives people like Monique and all of her fans and shit, that gives them the ammunition to keep going after your ass. And you keep giving it to them. You keep giving them that power. And if you came back at this, if you ever saw this, which you probably won't, but if you ever came back at this and be like, I'm not embarrassed by my tears, but a little piece of me thinks that you just have to be a little bit embarrassed by the way that you constantly break down like that. Like, the way that you stormed off of this set from just, this is too much, I can't. Like, you girl, like, you was wearing a damn corset and couldn't breathe or some shit. I was, as a fan of yours, I was genuinely just disappointed by the way you just gave up like that. I wanted you to sit there, and I wanted you to hold your ground, and I wanted you to call this woman out for what she did, and I wanted you to retell the story in your words, not let anybody else speak for you, and handle this shit. You didn't do that. So we will see what will happen next episode, but I'm rooting for you, Candiace, and I really do want the best for you. I like all these women. I like all of the characters on this show besides Ashley. And I in a perfect world, I would really like for Monique and Candiace to become friends again, because I think that they were better as a duo than they are as enemies. I really hate the road that they went down, and I hate the road that it's seeming like they will never recover from. But I don't know. These are people at the end of the day, so they might forgive and forget. Who knows? I don't know. But that's all I really got for this episode, guys. If you liked what you saw, please like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a dog, tell a cat, tell somebody, child. Tell somebody, because we need scribers up in here. We need scribers. But, yeah. I ain't got nothing else to say, y'all. Toodles.